Today I presented the Agile Lego game, and this is a game that operates over 3 or 2 in this case iterations. The aim of the game is to introduce participants to short iterations that focus on building business value. So I presented the Agile Lego game today. The Agile Lego game is a game that is meant for participants who are new to Agile and also people who are experienced with Agile to gain a different understanding of Agile. So for those who are new, it introduces and immerses people into quicker, fast iterations, driving business value using stories and estimation, prioritization, key Agile concepts. So in this game, we're going to have 2 iterations and we'll have a final kind of retrospective at the end. Can everybody see the slides? They're not going to be the focus. The Lego is going to be the focus, and I'm just going to kick things off and you'll be going for it yourself. So as I said, 2 iterations. So what you should have in front of you is your team. You should have a box of Lego. Inside of the box of Lego, and I'll ask you not to open them just yet, is 2 stacks of story cards, one for iteration 1 and one for iteration 2. So on the story cards, we've got a very minimal amount of information, which I hope is familiar to most people. In the top left corner, we have the number 300, which represents the dollar value of the story that we're dealing with. Now, story is a requirement, a very lightweight requirement, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with given the audience, that describes what the business wants. Okay, so we've got business value, and in this case and in the case of the stories that you have, business value is represented in dollars. So this represents $300. This represents what is required, so I want spinners on my car. So for $300, that is apparently worth $300 to somebody. And the 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3, represent effort. So 1 being least effort, 2 being mid, and 3 being most effort. So one of the things that we'll be going through is a series of exercises that we will use the stories to build a product. And this is not a story that is a game. So we're going to have a format. We're going to have 5 minutes for estimation, 5 minutes for prioritization, 5 minutes to sign up for stories, 5 minutes for development. We're going to have a 15-minute testing session and a 5-minute retrospective. The 15-minute testing session is, we're going to do a collaborative testing session. So rather than going to each group individually, I'm going to have people talking about the product that they've built, and we'll score the stories that they completed. So any questions so far?
So the testing session is really a demo, right?
That's correct, yeah. So it's going to be a roll-up of QA and testing and demo at the same time.
And who is the customer? Do you review it? Someone else review it?
So I'm going to review it, and I'm going to ask my colleague Jason here to help me as well. Yeah. Any other questions?
Do we have a product owner?
Yes, so that'll be me and Jason. Yeah.
Are teams working individually or are teams collaborating?
Well, if you find a need to collaborate, by all means, please do it. But if you don't think you need to, it's up to you. Yes.
Sorry, my ignorance. What is a spinner?
Sorry?
What is a spinner?
A wheel?
Spinner on a car.
Oh, spinner on a car. Okay. It's okay. It's not related to the game. That was just a demonstration of a sample.
It's a spinner.
It's a spinner. Any other questions?
Yeah, forget that.
All right.
I don't know what it is.
So, cool. I'm going to set the scene of the game then. But before I do, so what we're really after is at the end, we're trying to maximize the amount of business value that we can get from the stories that we have in front of us. different stories will be worth different amounts and require different levels of complexity to implement. Some of those stories will be easy to implement, some will be difficult, some will be worth a lot, some will be worth a little. And it's up to you as a team to try and derive the most amount of value in business terms that you can from the stories. Does that make sense? Cool. And then in the so once you've estimated, you'll then go to the prioritization, and that's when the big bang for the buck really comes into play. And in the story sign-up session, you're going to figure out who's going to be working on what story, how it's going to connect and integrate with each other. And I guess you're going to be given some time to really formulate a strategy. And then in the development session, it'll be hands-on. So I don't see that this is going to be, I'm not going to be talking much from now, but feel free to ask questions when you have them. And so these slides are actually timed, and each of these sessions will actually, there's a timer on each of these, and that timer will transition to the next section when it's time up, if that makes any sense. So please go ahead and open the boxes and estimate. And there are pens in the boxes too. Alright, sorry, can I have everybody's attention for a moment? I made a fundamental mistake.
Okay, hang on.
Sorry guys, can I have your attention please? I've stopped the timer, I made a fundamental mistake and I didn't introduce the game. So you've got no context about the stories or anything, which is a big flaw on my part, sorry about that. So...
We haven't started ready.
There we go. Alright, so we're in Boston, or we're in Cambridge, and there's a lot of technology and biotech and so on. And the business that you're working for is a business based here. It's totally fictional. And they've managed to find an alien that they've been selling to children that's been selling like hotcakes. They've got some new ideas for this alien, and they want you guys to develop the next breed of alien. And so you're the experts in building this thing out, prioritizing, estimating, scheduling, and working with it. So that sets the scene for the game.
And when you say estimation, that is just kind of like we're just trying to figure out, based on all this information, what's going to be the most complicated and the simplest.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say alien, you mean toy alien.
I mean a toy alien.
You don't mean a living person from Mars.
If you want to go that way, then you can go. So the time is
Like a bioengineer exactly.
You don't mean the real thing.
Well, we know that it's the 4 legs.
Right, we don't have it. The head is going to be how much the wheel to land. That's a bit of a
You just want to know if you get free. Free is high. Long and high is the same thing. You get that for free. Yeah, it's the same thing.
clarity on the requirements for the 2 legs.
Yeah.
We deliver 4 legs. Does that meet the 2 legs?
Actually broke it up into 2 teams, one going to the top and one going to the bottom.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of cool.
You want to save there? So we're definitely...
Okay, and then we also have to identify as our stripes, it's a low, because we've also got to identify the points, right? So we,
It's going to require some serious changes.
so I'd say stripes is a
We'll find out. We'll see what he says.
So I want to...
You guys are ready, you know what you're doing.
We're ready. I have assignments. We can't wait to get started.
Great.
Is it okay if the baby's...
And then you have the wheel underneath here.
For the legs again, we'll just give you a 6-wheel, 6-legged platform.
we have a special place for the corners? We should. Windows and doors, are we done? No, not yet.
You guys doing upfront analysis?
No.
Just
being
cleaning.
obsessive compulsive. There's no
How many
analysis.
squares do I have? Yeah. We're putting them in,
We're getting to know our tools.
you're assessing your building.
This is like practicing with your editor. Getting our test tools in order. We got our deployment, continuous deployment going.
But it's not built out of labor.
Alright, so
To me, it's
we have 4 minutes left.
I need an enclosure.
So there's 3.
And so I just wanted to go and give everybody with a business value of $2,600. Woohoo! Well done. We have equal place, 17 points with $2,600. Team 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're 5.
Yeah, I'm sort of going around this way. I know So team 3 here got 15 points delivered with $2,500 worth of value, which is 2 fewer stories and only 200 fewer points. So that's great. And over there is 19 points with $2,700 value. So we have a leader and a winner over there. And you guys here got 11 points and $2,400. Yes! All right. Retrospective. We can go through now. So we'll do it as a group. So, what did people think of that iteration? Any thoughts, please? The product owner's feedback. You've got to figure out how to work with that. There is going to still be the timer. 5 minutes of development, and then we'll go into the testing and retrospective phases. And any stories that you didn't implement in iteration 1, carry over to iteration 2. So only unimplemented stories. So the idea is you want to build on your existing alien and your existing set of products and come up with new products or build out the new stories. And any stories you implemented in iteration 1, they've been completed. Unless of course you regress, in which case you lose the story points for those.
Wait a minute. Wait. So we've got wings and babies now?
Yep.
We're mixing.
Because these can be cars. These can be cars. Yeah, they can be cars. The wheels will have to be on the car. Wait. We're mixing things. I bet it will be. We asked the question. I think that's a 1. We already know. We need to change this a little bit.
Just add a hat.
We just need to remove 1 block to make it this
Evacuate wings. They're wings. They're yep. Evacuate wings on the wheels. No, we can't use wheels. How babies? So now we need tail.
No, but the babies don't.
Okay. Yes.
I will. Maybe one of the.
Yes.
Sort of a horse.
You need to have wings.
Yes.
Does the cart have to have a wheel? We're going to work on a cart.
We go to story sign-up. So figuring out what stories to work on.
Where's the surface thing? Where's the move across surfaces? So that those two kind of go together, yeah?
Just do there's your 4 wheels, right? Figuring out what stories to work on.
So we can all work on a different story.
Here's a head.
Are we going to, for the person doing the enclosure, are we going to try and like limit it somewhat? I mean, are we going to try and think inside like a box so that you can build the enclosure?
Well, the nice thing is 3 inches long and 4 inches wide. We got 3 inches.
Let's do it.
Yeah, single color is good. Is worth the cost. Single color is baby. So I say forget the one color.
Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to say, I need this, I need this, I need this?
Yep.
Alright, that's Carol.
A glass of
The two of you? Whoa! Two. Do you want to work on, like...
Alright guys, time to start development.
Do these look like wings?
That could work, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So development has started. Make sure you're aware. Keith, I can. No.
They're ready. They're ready. You want me to help you? 3 minutes. Okay, no, I only want to go. I'm sorry. Oh, it's quite a bit. 2 minutes. Okay, sorry. We need a body. Let's work on the body. Okay, which end is the head?
So we're supposed to be, we're not.
Okay, I want to say your legs.
Oh, I want to put the tail.
Oh, the legs are
I will beef up the legs over to
No, are you okay? You're not going to fit on this?
tail. Someone on tail.
I don't know, I don't think so.
We've got a minute and a half, so let's finish what we have left.
There you go, here's the legs.
Wings you said we had, right?
I can do the best.
That would be a big change. Stripes would mean, getting the same colors all the way around.
Well, it doesn't say uniform stripes. Yeah, it could be. It doesn't even
Could be stripes this way.
I would look at just use the levels. Yeah, we could just use levels. Well, I guess they mean that like we'd have to use at the same. If we did it from the ground up all the
But that's a
levels.
relatively straightforward thing.
Yeah, that would be easy to do.
That would be relatively easy for someone to work. Right, and that's pretty high value.
Yes. Thanks.
Second head
Yes.
and 2 arms
Yes.
We need a lot, we need some.
and 2 legs.